What up, guys? Today we're gonna be doing the Porygon art review. Yo! Oh wait.
Yo!
I am not ready. Hold on. I'm gonna be in Discord real quick.
What if, guys, it's
My mic was not properly set up. The Beast?
The Beast. Because there's Mrs. Beast and Mr. Beast.
I'm gonna be honest. Mr. Beast is he suck.
Is a YouTuber that exists, indeed.
He is a YouTuber that exists and has done a lot of bad stuff. And I think we should end this conversation now, or I'm about to go on a 20-minute rant about
Porygon time. Capitalism.
Porygon.
Right. Entry 1. Ooh.
I love Porygon, so I'm gonna have very similar reactions to the Sableye episode. As pictured by my reaction there. That looks so pretty.
Oh, gorgeous. Oh, the composition.
So
the, like, textured, lineless style. Oh.
My digital boy! He looks so good! He looks so confused. He don't know where he is.
The textured brush reminds me of Steve, but this does not feel like a Steve piece. But I also haven't seen Steve do humans before.
That is true. This definitely feels like, well, Steve has been trying to push, like, I think this is Steve. Look at the background. The background reeks of Steve.
Jeez. Look at those eyes. I love the eyes so much.
I love the piece so much. I love it so much. I love them.
Oh. I don't know what to critique.
I don't think we can. It's like, illustration rare card art.
Yes, exactly.
It looks so good.
Oh.
Also, if this isn't Steve, person who we just compared to Steve, take that as a massive compliment.
I don't know how to critique it. It's so pretty.
Should we go to the next one?
Sorry.
It looked good.
Looks very good.
Oh, I already clicked the next one. Oopsie.
Oh, sketchy.
I kind of dig this. I kind of like this one a lot.
Did you enter?
Oh, yeah. It's obviously a doodle, but I love it. And I'm gonna try to remove my Porygon lover bias out of the conversation.
If you did enter, this sort of feels like yours. A little bit.
It kind of does. It's definitely my sketchy style. Like, I sketch like this.
Yeah.
But I would have added a background, and I also would have cropped it to be slightly more... I would have made it less white space.
The web cropping comes back.
The web cropping. I think I cropped my piece pretty good. We'll get to my piece later.
Okay, yeah. I like the tail. I love the little feet.
I love him.
Yeah, I don't really know what to critique because they're so
I actually
simple.
do.
Oh,
I think the piece would be better if there was, first of all, more of the, like, little scribbles of, like, the star and the square and all that. And if those were more equally distributed around the Porygon. Because, like, the bottom right doesn't really have anything there. Which is
or
kind
even
of
like the top right.
Yeah,
it's just sort of the right in general.
I mentioned that, yeah. Like, I think this piece could help with, like, some minor cropping and better spreading out the sort of scribbly. But I kind of dig this piece. It looks very nice, very silly.
Next.
He a digital boy.
He a digital boy.
Digital boy.
Oh, this is Also a very digital boy. I love... Okay, I don't love... I'm gonna say right now I don't love viruses, but I love virus aesthetics.
This looks really nice. I love
pixels.
like the jumbled messes of like Porygon around.
Yeah, the like overlays and sort of sticker-like.
Also, why is Porygon a calculator? Why is it calc.exe?
Porygon's
Also,
the one breaking the calculator.
If anything, okay, hold on. This is not a criticism of the art. This is me being a nerd, okay? If anything, Porygon should be incompatible with modern systems, not older ones. A lot of programs that were made in like the 1990s for Windows XP struggled to function on even like Windows 7 computers and like above, purely because of the fact that they were made primarily for 32 like processing, when most modern computers are 64 processing. And some even go higher until like 80, like I think 86. So if anything, a Porygon would not function on a modern computer as well as it would on a Windows XP computer. And I know that this is a Windows XP type thing because you see Win32 application and the general structure of how the boxes look very much fit what Windows XP looks like. Anyway, on to the actual criticism of the art. Well, this isn't a criticism, actually. This is like a genuine compliment. Sometimes when people do glitchy effects, they do it in a way that makes it so it has a lot of eye strain and sort of like kind of difficulty looking at. They didn't do that because they muddled out like the glitchy sort of vibe. Sometimes, exactly. And this is an issue I have as well, I make my glitch effects way too oversaturated, and it can cause like eye strain, it can be oversaturating, it can hurt. I think they did a really good job at keeping the glitchy effects noticeable and there while not making it hurt your eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
I love the Porygon's expression.
I love the pose as well with like the tail back there.
Yeah. Do you want to say something about this piece? I guess. I realize I just began ranting for like 5 minutes.
No worries. You said exactly what I thought about like all of the glitches, and I guess my one critique is the lines look a little wobbly.
I kind of like that though.
Yeah.
Also, second positive, I like how the glitches get more saturated around the edges and there's a little bit of a gradient because it really helps center the center of the piece, you know? It kind of acts as a nice border. It helps keep your eyes focused. It looks nice. I like it.
Yeah, exactly.
I also like the background, like the background even past the error messages, because it looks like those old 3D art Pokemon cards.
Yeah, it does.
And that's all I have to say.
I just had like a small thought. I don't know.
This is a little bit of a spoiler to my entry, but if I had gone for most glitchy, I definitely would have positioned Porygon into the position Porygon Z ends up being in.
Oh, that'd be fun. I'm looking at like the lines and stuff, and it almost feels like... This is gonna sound weird. It almost feels like Steve trying to draw with his non-dominant hand.
That could be interesting. We were supposed to do a challenge, weren't we? Damn.
Wait.
Porygon.
Oh, yeah.
Porygon, sorry, my love of Porygon just completely overrode any challenge that I might have wanted to do.
I forgot about the challenge, too, but I randomized what my challenge was, and I got drawn someone else's style.
Ooh!
Yeah.
Yours was the first one!
It was not. That was... Next.
These are very good.
Ooh.
I like the aesthetic.
Oh, this is so pretty.
I like how pixelaty the Porygon looks. He's
I
so
also really love the colors of it. It's like bubblegum. And the sort of like... I love the background a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
I'm trying to zoom in. Oh, there's like little dots in the background.
There's also... What on earth is that? Is this Zorquills? Because I think there's a very, very tiny Zorquill by the Rotom and Porygon 2.
Oh. You mean a tiny little digital friend?
Yes. Right there. Do you see it?
Yeah, of course I see it. Maybe you should look at the image I just sent you on Discord.
Oh! Is this your piece?
Yeah, this is my piece. I added a little Bodemon there because I'm like, I wanted to add a more bigger Digimon, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna make him a tiny little Easter egg.
It reminded me of how Zorquill keeps making, like, the tiniest he can on the collabs. The Porygon looks so good. That pixel art. And the colors of this piece. I love the colors.
So, fun fact about the Porygon, I specifically went out and found an old Amiga, which is one of the first, like, home computers that released in America, at least, like, popularized. I found the old color scheme that Amigas were forced to use back in the day, because it was the 80s, and I forced Porygon to only use those colors, which is why like, he's a different color palette from the Porygon 2 that is the correct color palette.
Oh, that's so pretty. I like that color palette. Maybe I'll use this for an OC one day.
It was nice because shading was difficult because there's very limited amount of colors. I was definitely going for the idea of Porygon being an outdated program, which is why he's pixelated, and if you zoom in on both the Porygon 2 and the Rotom, both of them are like shaded with like
just
an airbrush.
lineless.
They're lineless and shaded with an airbrush to make it seem like they're a 3D model.
Yeah.
But also, if you notice, the two cubes closest to Porygon are more pixelated than the other cubes.
I love that! I also really love the dynamic sort of, like, wave, the digital stream.
Yeah.
Especially surrounding that cube where it ends off.
That was fun to do. Just like, whee!
Whee!
But I was definitely going for a...
It suddenly reminded me of that scene in the Emoji Movie.
Oh no.
The, like, Spotify one.
Oh yeah. I was kind of pulling Digimon's interpretation of what the internet looks like as, like, major inspiration. By the way, those cubes, very hard to do. Because they're not 3D models. I had to, by hand, make every single one of them using my square tool and, like, a gradient so I could add shading to it.
Ooh.
Like, and it was very complicated and time-consuming, but I think it was definitely worth it.
Yeah, I'd definitely say it's worth it.
Anyway, I really like this piece. I also... I like the sepia tone background that I added because it helps with, like, the digital feel.
Yeah. Ooh, you could use this as a Tumblr background. Like the Tumblr banner.
I probably won't, but yeah, I mean,
I think my critique would be on the far right, the sepia tone like suddenly cuts out.
oh, that's like one of the, that's a cube.
Oh, that's a cube. Okay.
I forgot to add shading to is the actual criticism. That's a cube facing directly at the camera that's like giant. I tried to add shading to it, like adding like another separate layer, and it just ended up looking terrible.
Oh yeah, that's
My
just my only critique.
critique is Porygon's pixel art is, or pixel line art is like kind of very messy. It is very, very messy.
Yeah, I
But
could see that.
I don't know how to do pixel art well, so it's gonna stay messy.
Steve, help us.
Ow. But they silly. Also, the Porygon and Rotom speaking and the Bodemon are also silly. They are both silly.
They're all silly, and put them in your pocket.
Yes. Alright, next.
Next. Let's see here. Whoa.
I see everyone brought out their A game. Really excited for that.
This is terrifying in the best way.
For real. If we ever do Porygon Z, the entries are gonna be so banging.
Yeah, I'll definitely do more with my entry this time. I went for more simple, and I realized that may have been a mistake.
It's weird, even though I know it is not the intention of the creator. The GIF compression makes this better because it makes it feel more broken. Like, that's definitely not what they intended whatsoever, but I kind of dig the GIF, like, the really bad GIF compression. Like, I love how, like, corrupted it looks. Like, Porygon's existence
you
is
can especially
breaking the
see it
very
on, like,
fabric
the
of
table.
reality.
Oh.
Also, I don't know how not finding a file causes the entirety of your computer to summon a very glitchy Porygon. That maybe you should talk to your IT guy about that.
Well, the Porygon's probably taking the files as they're
tasty, very tasty files.
Very tasty
nom, nom.
files. Nom nom.
I love the animation. I love how shaky it looks. I love how I love.
This is friend that's also not friend.
Very glitchy friend. He need help. Someone find code. We can fix him.
I thought you said coat for a second, and now I'm imagining giving a Porygon like a coat made of code. Just like a little blankie.
That would be so cute.
Aww.
My one criticism is I think the colors and like the bright white of the eyes are a little bit too bright and oversaturated. Like I mentioned beforehand that like the other piece like was able to do the glitchy effects well without being oversaturated and hurting your eyes. This kind of hurts my eyes a little. Like it's a little too bright for me.
Yeah, on my end, I love that. I don't know what I'd critique about this.
I love it. I love it so much.
I also like the like staticky ripples on the screen.
Yeah. I love it.
I love it.
Everyone bringing out their A game. Let's go. Next. I got a Discord notification, probably.
Oh, friend.
Oh, this is friend.
I like the very strong like line art and then like the saturated colors.
It is very nice. This is how I will give them props for even attempting to draw Porygon at this angle, because this is a hard angle to draw Porygon at.
Definitely. I had to open up Porygon on my Pokemon Home.
Oh yeah, I had to pull up the old Electric Soldier Porygon. Like I had to look at the anime screenshots.
Oh
Because
yeah.
I'm like, what is your perspective?
I think the colors and line art are very strong in this piece.
Yeah. I like.
I think my one critique is the grid is uneven.
Yeah, I was gonna comment on that too, but I was also gonna comment on. I think I was also gonna comment on. I don't think the background's all that interesting. Like the Porygon itself is a nice part of the piece. I just don't think the background is doing it any favors. It feels like it's standing all alone on like something else, you know?
Hovering over it.
Yeah, it feels disconnected from the environment it's been put into. I think maybe if the grid line was like more like had a more sense of perspective, like it had like a horizon line and there was foreshortening to it, it
Oh
would
yeah.
look better.
I still really love the colors. Like I want to learn how to do colors like this.
That's very nice.
They're like saturated but not hurt your eyes saturated.
Yeah, I tend to oversaturate mine quite a bit. Oops. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. There is a very good foundation that can be very much improved on.
There's
If
a
that makes any
tree.
sense. What? Oh, did you click?
In the top left, there's like a faded out, sort of like high, almost like a reflection of like a window. And
Oh
there's like a
yeah!
tree.
What is that?
Intriguing. It's a portal to another dimension.
Anyway, next.
Next. Number 7. Most common
I like this
glitches in
one.
video games featuring Porygon. Physics glitch. Audio glitch. Palette color glitch. Model distortion glitch. Oh jeez! Crash glitch. Gameplay glitch. Flying type. Aww! It has little tiny wings! Video game freeze glitch. And missing parts of model
This
glitch.
is. I don't know if this is yours. It could be. The only reason I'm saying that is you said you were doing it in a different style, and this seems like something you would do.
I wish I came up with this one.
I have to. It is a very nice concept, and I like how silly Porygon is.
I love the little flying type. The little wings. It's a ducky.
Thinking about something.
Oh?
I don't think palette. I would replace palette color glitch with like texture glitch, because
Oh
those I
yeah.
think are more
Missing
common.
texture.
Yeah, like not even missing texture, just different texture. Like messed up texture. Porygon being frozen is really silly. Unfreeze him, use a fire move.
I think my one critique is that the first one has like thicker line art than the rest, and it throws me off.
Yeah. I really like this piece though. It is very silly. I very love.
I love it a lot. The little question mark for the audio glitch.
Like what? Huh? Huh?
This is so fun.
It's so silly and I love it.
Next.
Next. Oh,
Option 8.
this one's good.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
This style is familiar. I don't know who.
Ooh. Maybe. It feels like someone who hasn't entered in a while.
Yeah, but
This
like
This feels almost like Spoony Liger, but I don't even know if they're in the server anymore.
I love the texture on my boy.
Oh, the texture is so good.
I just realized, the cheat code for me to endlessly praise your piece of artwork no matter what is just have it be a Pokemon I mildly like.
Me with a carbon contest if we ever have one.
A carbon contest would go so hard.
I keep recommending it, but I haven't won in a very long time.
Well, I ran out of Pokemon to recommend because me and Steve were both recommending Porygon for a while. So when I was submitting my entry, I'm like, what Pokemon should I enter? I ended up putting in Bisharp, which I think could be fun.
Oh, yeah.
But I think the category I provided, I need some work on that.
I've been putting the category Best Rock Bunny, and I want to draw Carboink.
He is best Rock Bunny. Anyway, should we talk about the artwork
Rock
in front of us?
Yes, I love the colors and textures and the entire thing, and the composition.
Yes. It reminds me of those. It reminds me of those sections in Digimon Cyber Sleuth where you're going through the web and you're like in these tunnels. It looks so nice.
Help! It reminded me of a one scene in Ratatouille, the Wii game, where you have to slide through sewer pipes. Why did I think of that and not like, I don't know, Mario Kart or something?
Anyway, he zoom, he go. I love the texture. He looks metallic and reflective, and I just like that for Porygon. I love Porygon. Did I mention that?
I love the colors so much.
I love my boy.
That's my boy. No, my boy!
Father hell.
The line art. I don't know what to critique about this.
Yeah, I don't know how I would fix this, but I think there needs to be something in the bottom left corner. I literally do not know how to fix this. I don't know what I would do. I just, something, it looks a little empty down there.
Put the signature
you know
there.
What
there you go.
Yeah, put your signature there, it'll look great.
Next. We have 13 entries.
Oh, this one's yours.
I haven't loaded yet. You got that fast, dang.
Sorry, I just instantly looked at him like, oh, that's yours.
Let's do it in the style of a JavaScripter.
I need to look at JavaScripter's art to see how that works.
Very loose, strong line art.
You know what set me off?
What?
Colored line art and like the colors you used.
I just used the colors that were color picked from the game palette.
I know, but like, it's the colored line art just read as you almost instantly for me. Also, the background probably helped.
Yeah.
You also have a very noticeable way of structuring anatomy and shapes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know how to properly describe it, but I know you do. I like it. This is a simple doodle. He go zoom. He zoom. He do me zooming.
I had to stare at the model for a long time to get the shapes down, so...
He's zooming.
He's zooming.
Zoom.
Definitely could have added more to this.
Yeah, that... I don't really know how to critique it, because I think it works good in its simplicity, because if it were to become more complicated, the piece itself would have to fundamentally change. Like, there would have to be a lot more added to it if you wanted to make it more detailed or more complex. I think in its current state, it functions what it's supposed to do, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, just speeding.
like, you would have to change the perspective of the Porygon, where, like, he is, like, you could keep, like, basic sort of thing, but it's a simple piece, and you could make it better, but you'd have to fundamentally change the piece to do that.
Or like zoom it out and put like
Yeah.
wires and stuff.
Yeah. Kind of similar to what I did, where Porygon was only one part of, like, this cyber world.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to say about it.
And I think I said everything I wanted to say.
And next.
Wow, we're on option 10. I have, like, been, we're like zooming through. I'm having a grand old time.
Oh.
He
It's
just
like
teleports ever.
friend. Oh.
Friend, do you need help? I will fix I.
Weeping Angel Porygon.
Okay, but a Weeping Angel digital program would be terrifying. Like, every single time you, like, blinked or shut off your computer, it just got closer and closer.
Oh jeez, yeah.
So you had to, like, constantly stare at your screen.
Would shutting it off get rid of the Weeping Angel?
My critique is that the Porygon, like the first Porygon that appears, is very chonky.
It's good chunky.
It's chonky, but it looks very silly, which I don't know, it distracts me. He looks too silly. He's too chonky.
Well, it went from silly to normal to intimidating.
Yeah. I love the concept. I think I like the, like, glitching filter put over it. I think it looks nice.
Yeah.
I promise I probably would have more to say, but I'm like, yippee, my boy, I love my boy.
And my brain is slowly fizzling out.
Well, we got, like, 3 more entries.
2 more. 3 more.
I don't know how to count.
Anyway,
small comment. I do find the line art inconsistencies a little weird.
I could
That
see
might have been a
though.
stylistic choice, but it annoys me a little.
Yeah, I can't tell which direction they want the thicker one.
Yeah.
Next. I am sorry I'm fizzling out. I am all missing now.
Aw, Porygon! Porygon, get away!
So
They're going. He's so confused.
I love the expression so much.
I like how it's Porygon surfing.
Surf away from the missing
I love this. I love this so much. I love it so. I love how Missing No is just like a flat texture that is just like moved like perspective wise, so it's like looking down at Porygon.
It's
That's so funny. I love how it's just flat. That's so funny. I love how Porygon and Missing No are the only things in color. Everything else is in black and white. I love that.
Yeah, exactly.
I love Cinnabar Island. I love the reference.
My favorite part is the expression on Porygon.
Porygon sometimes has that slowpoke quality where they're just no thought.
No thought, head empty.
This Porygon is like, what? Huh?
I don't know what to critique about it. It's so cute.
Why do I suddenly have several thousand of an item? What happened?
Oh,
No, okay. Sorry, now I'm just thinking about like a Pokemon finding a Missing No, and the Missing No just like snapping, like appearing in front of them, being all intimidating, and then like hold on, let me just imagine you or like you accidentally encounter this eldritch monster that should not exist within your reality, literally named after the fact it should not exist, that it is a missing number of an entity. You like run away in fear. You open your wallet and you find you have like $5,000, like five like $50,000. Like that's what Missing No is in this
I
universe.
was gonna joke about me giving Nova stuff in the void.
Like just imagine, like that Missing No. When you think about it, like and remove some of the horror aspects, it's legitimately hilarious because just imagine walking up to Cthulhu and he just hands you like $1 million. That's what Missing No does.
I think I know my one critique. It's that the ripple under the surfing Pokemon like connects directly with the land.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, that'd be my one critique.
Yeah, I love this piece. Next.
Next.
Oh, this one is Steve.
Oh.
Or is someone else copying Steve's style? Could be either.
Interesting.
One of them, Steve.
I feel like it's a copy. Something feels off to not make it Steve, but I can't describe what.
Do you think
the pen used? Maybe.
I think it's
mostly like in the shadow.
I think it's Porygon's body structure. I don't know why. I think Steve would make Porygon's head smaller.
Maybe.
I don't know why. Maybe it's like, what, didn't Java? Didn't Java, who is
JavaScripter?
That one. Didn't they, like, copy Steve's style pretty well last time?
Oh, maybe? Or maybe it was Tangbread?
I don't know. One of them, Steve.
I do like the colors on this piece. It's...
For real. I love the Game Boy Color aesthetic. I don't know what's in the background.
The portal that came through?
Oh, it's a broken computer. It's like a broken PC.
Oh, yeah.
That's why Porygon glitchy. No!
And faded.
And not your fault, buddy. Porygon.
Oh, it's almost like it's crying.
Aww.
Friends to be adopted.
Yeah.
The lighting on this is so cool.
It looks so good. I don't really have any critique.
My one critique. The tip of the nose doesn't line up with the side of the nose.
Yeah, I see that. So I'm going to present my evidence that this is in fact not Steve.
Oh?
Steve has been consistent about one thing and one thing only, even in the styles in which, even in the art pieces in which he pushes his own style, and that's one thing. Good, solid cropping that I have almost never criticized him for. My argument, I think the cropping on this is a little too wide. I think it needs to be cropped in more. I think there's a little bit too much empty space on the top and on the right side, just a little. And I think Steve would have cropped it. I feel like I'm an Ace Attorney.
The one thing that bothers me is I just realized the farthest shading on the Porygon is a green that matches the background. I think if it matched the blue of the Porygon, it'd like work better.
I don't think my final conclusion, this is not Steve, this is an imposter. We found him. I'm voting out the person who did this art piece. They are not Steve.
Sus.
It is Steve, and I'm imagine if it is Steve.
And Steve's gonna be like, ha ha.
I think the first one's Steve.
Me too.
Still a really good piece.
Next.
All of these have been really good. Oh, and you know what? We're
Oh.
keeping the trend. All of these are really good. Don't have to correct any statements.
Ooh, it almost reminds me of the like Mew mural.
Like the ancient Mew card? Yeah.
Yeah.
I love when people use like create the digital like blue-red chromic effect on with like markers in like traditional art. I go
Yeah.
hard for that. I love this piece.
This
I
is a
love
strong
all of
traditional
these.
piece.
This is a very strong traditional piece. I love their use of the small little green marker, like the thin green marker. It adds some nice color.
Ooh, yeah.
I also kind of dig like the use of whiteout in some
Yeah.
areas, or
Yeah,
like
I
a
see a
white
lot of
marker.
whiteout.
This is a good piece. I like it. I struggle with criticizing physical art. I actually do have one criticism, but this is not to the piece itself, so you can take this with a grain of salt. See this more as advice. Try to find a better place to photograph your artwork, at least when it comes to physical like artwork,
Yeah, I
because
could see that.
the top first, I think the cropping is very good. Cropping is very important for photos of traditional pieces. I think the cropping is great. Secondly, I think you need to find a place that has almost a direct like overhead light, or at least a light coming from the opposite direction of where you're photographing,
Or like
or even
sunlight.
just, yeah, preferably sunlight. Because the top is a little darker than the bottom, and that does affect the final piece when you present it in a digital media like a PNG. It does, even if you didn't intend that as, you know, a like, even if you didn't intend that as a traditional artist.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is not a criticism of the piece itself. It is advice on how to better photograph your traditional pieces. I think this would probably look better in person if I was staring at it.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have any other comments?
I do not. My brain has glitched.
All right. Well, thankfully that was the last one.
All right. Goodbye,
Really
everyone.
solid. Goodbye. I love Porygon.
Porygon, good boy, glitchy.